Kingstone here.
Hey, great. Well, good afternoon. This is John.
Hey, John. How you doing?
Good. I'm with the Bay Area Taiwanese Community Hall Room here. We're waiting to listen to talk to you anyway. So just say a few words to all of us, and I put you on the microphone, okay?
Okay, I'm at lunch right now, but I'll go ahead. I hope you don't mind the music in the background. Please put me on, no problem.
Okay, how to put it in? So I put you on the microphone. How to show it? Oh, no, I put you on the microphone.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I like to show you the picture, but I will see the video.
So am I on the microphone now?
You're on the microphone, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ni hao ma. Very enthusiastic about this case, and I was very fortunate that John took the initiative to contact me. Never in a million years did I think that my 14-year battle with Mega Bank would lead to the former chairman of the bank being arrested and the New York Department of Financial Services fining them over $180 million. But, you know, my grandfather once told me, nobody ever lies to you once, and nobody ever steals from you once. And if it's a pattern of behavior, and if they were doing these type of things, in my case, it's with the money laundering, it's very clear that this has been a pathway and a process that they've been engaging in for years. And I guess my case just led them down the path to see how this is, how deep this runs. But I think both as U.S. citizens and also citizens and friends of Taiwan, and Taiwan and the United States are both very strongly allied. I think the bigger problem here is, you know, these people were taking risks with the shareholders' funds by putting them in jeopardy by this behavior, and also, you know, this is the money of the Taiwanese people. I mean, you shouldn't have a group of people that, for whatever reason, engage in these practices and put the shareholders and the depositors in jeopardy. So with that, I'd like to just turn it over to your questions.
Okay. Well, we had at most like 60 or 70 audience here, and if I could, I will just grab a couple questions, and anyone would like to ask Bray some question, any question? Or if not, then I will follow up my email with you. I think I told you I sent the request to the Department of Financial Service. They haven't got it to me yet. Do you get time to follow it?
Yeah, we're pursuing a Freedom of Information Act request to get the documentation from the New York Department of Financial Services, but as you know, they've already published publicly their report, which basically, in chapter and verse, accuses Mega Bank of money laundering, and I don't think Mega Bank would have paid a $180 million fine voluntarily unless they felt that they were caught red-handed. The other thing is that there are other reports and documents that have been published by the New York Department of Financial Services, but I think anything that's yet to be published, perhaps they're reviewing before they make it public record. But I have no doubt this is a government entity, John.
Sure.
I have no doubt, John, that ultimately everything will be made public. It's just a matter of what time it will take them before they're ready to produce all the documentation. I don't think the New York Department of Financial Services is going to actually withhold anything. I just think that they're going through a process where they're probably still reviewing all the documents, and maybe they haven't read everything that's been presented to them by Mega Bank.
Okay. So maybe the last question. Do you have any confirmation that the Mega Bank paid their fine, $180 million?
My understanding is that they did, John, because it said 10 days from the date, and it's been almost a month since that date. I would suspect that if Mega Bank didn't pay the fine, the New York Department of Financial Services would be taking them up on charges right now. So thank you, John.
Good.
So my guess is that statement, they would pay within 10 days. I just assumed they did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway,
Yeah.
I will just stop here, and the rest we're going to make a good discussion and how to welcome you back to the Bay Area November 19th. So I will let you know, okay?
I'll just say something to your group while
Sure.
they're there.
Yeah.
I went to Stanford University from 1977 to 81. I'm very fond of the San Francisco Bay Area. I look at it as home. Probably my best experiences that I can recall in memory is my days at Stanford. And I remember when I had traveled overseas and built my first factory in Shenzhen, which is, right outside of Hong Kong. And we also had a sales office in Shanghai. I had met a young man named Zhao Tianmin who asked me to write him a letter of recommendation for him to attend Stanford, because that was his dream in life. And Zhao had the highest score in the history of China, People's Republic of China, on the TOEFL exam, the test in English as a foreign language. Brilliant guy. At the time, he had a girlfriend named Lily Zhao, who he later married. As you know, way back then, 20 years ago, $300 was like several months or almost a year's salary. So I paid his application fee for him. I wrote him a letter of recommendation, and I'm proud to state that he not only got accepted to Stanford, but he ultimately graduated with a PhD and started his own high-tech company, which he took public, and got the American dream. And I think the American dream and the dream of cooperation between the countries of Taiwan and the United States, and I even say even the PRC, People's Republic of China, is based on freedom and opportunity. And when banks and other industries or governments allow dishonest behavior to take place, they're robbing people of their freedom and their opportunity. And that's why I think that I'm very glad to see that you, John, have spearheaded writing about this case and airing it publicly, because we can only have a free society if we have open and non-corrupt entities, both in industry and in government. And I'm very happy that Dr. Dennis Peng of Formosa TV has also spearheaded this, and it's great to see that people on both sides of the Pacific are cooperating to try to bring this issue to light. So with that, just want to thank everybody who's there, and let them know I look forward to meeting with them when I'm in California.
Hey, great, thank you. I will ask the group to say thank you to you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.